With 6 seconds left of regulation, don't you think it's common sense to at least get the ball into the hole or a short mid-range shot, or at the very least, just a mid-range shot, and not a three? I don't get it, man. Luka had the ball. All he had to do is just take it right to the hole with that much time left. Or if you give it to LeBron, hell, do the same thing. But both of these guys didn't do it. Therefore, we lost again. This is our second in a row now. And look, man, I don't try to talk about every single Laker game. I will only talk about them as far as like where they stand. Pretty much like how I do with where my life stands and where my social life stands and what have you, even though I have a tendency to talk about I literally like used to talk about so much of where I stand with both of those aspects, like where I stand with my life and where I stand with my social life. But it's to a point where it's not too much now, although I still do have a tendency to discuss certain, friendship issues that may just seem, just out of hand, that I feel like I have to address it, right? But in the case of the Lakers, I only discuss where they stand, and right now, to me, they're a 500 team at best. I'm sorry if I have to say this. This is no longer the Lakers team that I've seen at the beginning of the season, where they were so enjoyable to watch, that without LeBron, at least for the first 15 games or the first month and a half, they were playing exceptional basketball. And yeah, their defense may still not be that good at the time. But at least they were more like their chemistry was strong with one another. Everybody had touches. So the Lakers were always known for an offensive juggernaut, as far as like getting good looks and all that, and getting good baskets, especially when you have your dynamic duo in Luka and Reeves. But even that's not saying too much as far as the overall status of the team is, because defensively they're just mediocre. I don't want to go as harsh as saying that, but those two guys, the dynamic duo, they're also not good defenders. You know what I'm saying? So whether LeBron is there or not, the Lakers have not really been a good defensive team. There has been stretches, for the entirety of this season, where in some games they actually decided to play defense, and that was, in the fourth quarter for whatever reason during crunch time, and only then will they show up. But people are saying that when LeBron came back, their defense got worse. I have a tendency to disagree with that, because defense does require effort. Yeah, LeBron might not be playing defense the way that he used to, but in many stretches, it seems like he just doesn't try anymore. And it's not just him, the entire team as well. Like, there's guys in the league like Steph, Dame, and so many other players like who are defensive liabilities. But, even then, like even the guys who are considered defensive liabilities, they're still trying on defense, right? They'll be willing defenders at best, But, they're just not going to be good defenders. But, if the Lakers can just be a willing defensive team, even if they're not good, then, maybe I can say they're just they're still going to be a below average defensive team. But, a lot of times, like, in games like this where they've been giving up a bunch of leads, and considering the fact that you're getting blown out a whole lot in a whole lot of these games, especially to quality teams, that just shows. And I've seen a lot of these Laker games where they're just not playing good on defense like that, and it's not just they're not playing good. A lot of times they just look like they don't even try, and that's my concern with them. So right now, the way I see it, they're like, let's just be honest here. LeBron has been back since what, November, mid-November, and yes, he negatively impacts the team as far as chemistry is concerned, and it kind of affects their offense, but not like but it's not like a drastic drop as far as on their offense. I mean, most of the guys are still gonna get some baskets, like Rui and LaRavia, Austin and Luka, of course, will get his numbers, and LeBron's at times will get his numbers as well. But I'm just saying, defensively, even before LeBron came back, they were just not a good defensive team. Yes, you got Marcus Smart. Yes, you got Vandal, but you can't rely on just those two guys who are defensive specialists to the point where they're the ones that have to carry defensive load, which is not right. I mean, play team defense. Just give it a try. In the case of a team like Orlando, who is currently in 7th place, they're a pretty good team as well. And you almost had them. You had a double-digit lead, and that's why I didn't really say anything last night, because we're to a point, like, this is already the second half of the season, and the Lakers haven't really improved very much. And right now, I hate to say it, they're a 500 team at best for the rest of the season. I mean, if LeBron's going to continue to be here for the rest of the season, which at this point, he is going to have to ride out the rest of the season, and it's going to be a predictable outcome with how it was last season. Well, I mean, although they were in the 3rd seed last season, this season they're already in 6th. So something has to go wrong here, and I feel like some of the guys I've listened to have been calling for JJ Redick to be terminated from his job. But I don't know, man. Like, JJ was doing pretty well with this team before LeBron came back, and something is just has made him change, like, since LeBron came back. And obviously that's his podcast buddy, right? But I don't know, man. JJ comes off as someone that just, I don't know. He's not somebody like a Phil Jackson or a Greg Popovich or even a Larry Brown or a Pat Riley, to stand up for his team, having the courage to bench some players, even all-stars like Greg Popovich would do to his entire Spurs teams with the big three and Timmy, Manu, and TP, right? If they're not doing well, hey, bench them. I mean, if this was Phil Jackson, he would have benched anyone that's not doing so good, even if that means LeBron, Luka, or Austin. And right now, he's just not doing much with the team. I don't know, man. It's sometimes he just comes out being too nice as a coach, or a player-friendly kind of coach. And look, in today's NBA, there may be a lot of player-friendly coaches, but at the end of the day, this is why we're just not seeing winning very much. I mean, even the good teams that have been winning, like, I don't know, it's just, you just don't see them be as dominant as the teams that I watched way back in the 2000s. Like the Spurs with the big three. Once upon a time, the OKC Thunder that had KD, Westbrook, and the Beard in the 6-man position, right? But the Pistons with with Big Ben and Rashid and Rip Hamilton. Obviously, the MJ Bulls, going back to the 80s as well, even though I didn't really watch basketball in the 80s. and even the 90s. But I know in the 2000s there were some really, really good teams still, like the Lakers, obviously with Kobe and Shaq. Lakers with Kobe and Powell. LeBron's Cavaliers. Boston with their big three with Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen. Miami, even with Shaq. All right. So there's been a lot of good teams. The Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, even though Dirk was the only superstar, and they got really good role players like Jason Terry, Josh Howard, Devin Harris. I mean, damn. I mean, back then, like, players actually gave a damn about playing basketball like that. But I don't know. Just today's league, it just doesn't really seem that way, and it's evidenced by load management. But just to finish this off, man, the Lakers are just a 500 team at best, and they're still going to be a bad defensive team. And yes, they lost another close game. I think this is already now their third, if I'm not mistaken, because most of their losses have been, in double digits. But, here you have 6 seconds left, and I don't know what the heck these guys are doing. I mean, Luka and LeBron, it's either Luka, take it to the hole, or if you pass it to LeBron, take it to the hole. Bro, you had when he passed that ball to LeBron, I think it was only 1 second left or something, or 2 seconds. Just get into, you're down one. Just get into the hole. If you can't get a layup, get him a short mid-range shot. LeBron has done that before. He was trustable in that category. I don't know why he would bother to take a tough three, a tough contested three, with that many seconds left. Even if it was maybe 1.5 seconds, dude. Fisher, dude, 0.4. Learn from him. What is going on with this team, dude? What is going on, man? And Luka, when he had that ball, he should have just driven it to the hole. But he didn't. And I don't know if anyone watching this game has noticed too. I watched for the majority of the second half. And what I've noticed, even in the fourth quarter, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the Lakers have not, and have not, attempted a regular mid-range shot. That's how I see it. It's been nothing but threes, and if you got to go for a layup, all of a sudden you got to kick it right back out. Well, in today's NBA, it's all about layups and attempted layups to kick it back to the person at the wing for a three, like that. Hardly mid-range shots ever taken, and freaking, I know Luka unintentionally had a long 2-pointer just because his foot was on the line when he took that tough shot. But that's what it is in today's NBA. Even if some of these guys were to take mid-range shots, they're mostly tough contested mid-range shots. They don't want to take it, but when they take it, they go in, to their credit, for some of them. Because most of the times they will take those tough contested mid-range shots mostly at the end of the, as the buzzer sounds, the shot clock buzzer and all that. But in today's league, man, you hardly ever see that. So everybody's just still to this day jacking up threes, and but for me, I see just no mid-range shots taken except for that unintentional, mid-range shot where Luka's foot was on the line, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that, man. The Lakers are gonna be a 500 team for the rest of this season with the way they've been playing, considering that it's already the second half of the season, and they may just be a play-in team at best. I could see that coming. But in the end, yeah, they're just going to play like this, a 500 team, even though their record is still 34-23. At this point, they play more like a 500 team. So it is what it is at this point. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just tell me what you guys think about the Lakers and where they stand now. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.